Good morning, boys. How are you doing? I love you. Okay, I've got another short piece of story from Abraham. All right, this is in Genesis chapter 21. So, after the Lord promised to give Abraham and Sarah a baby, the Lord was gracious to Sarah, just as he said he would be. He did for Sarah what he had promised to do. Sarah became pregnant. She had a son by Abraham when he was old. He was born at the exact time God had promised him. Abraham gave the name Isaac to the son Sarah had by him. When his son Isaac was 8 days old, Abraham circumcised him. He did it exactly as God had commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. That's really old. Really old. Sarah said, "God has given laughter to me. Everyone who hears about this will laugh with me." She continued, "Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? But I've had a son by him when he is old." So, boys, just like yesterday, we read about how God promised a baby to Abraham and Sarah, and we talked about how it can be hard to believe a really big promise, but we need to believe those promises that God gives us. We need to pray for those big things that seem like they're impossible. Well, we can see that just a year or so, about a year later, God's promise to Abraham and Sarah came true. So we need to always remember God always keeps his promises, and whatever he says he'll do, he will do it. So boys, if you ever see in the Bible a promise that God makes, or he ever speaks a promise to your heart, you can know that he will keep his promise. Now sometimes we think he promises us something in our hearts, and really we just imagined it. So if you're not sure if God promised you something in your heart, always go to the Bible and see if God says it in the Bible. Okay, if God says it in the Bible, then he will make that promise for sure. I love you, boys, and I thank you for watching the show. Daddy is so silly. Like, this is like a real show. This is just Daddy talking to you. Anyway, but I love you, boys, and I hope you have a great day. Mwah. Bye.